Hey everyone, Lisa Gornall again. So I just did that live on my computer and it didn't let the comments come up during the video. So I'm so sorry. So I see everybody's questions and so I'm going to go ahead and answer them for you. I apologize. I have never done it on my computer before, but I thought it would be easier, but I guess it was not. So yeah, I couldn't see anybody's questions. I'm just seeing some comments now. So I'm going to answer the questions and I'll say your name so that way you know. So Nadia asked, when loved ones go into the light, do they always reincarnate? Yes, for the most part. So that's a kind of a tricky question because this is going to kind of blow our minds. Our minds don't grasp this all the way. We live all of our lives at one time. So that's why we can pop into all those other experiences and do all those other things because we're living all of those lives at one time. So yes, we do reincarnate and then it's complete, but we're still reincarnating, so it doesn't really matter. And yes, they can still communicate with you. Aw, thanks, Steve. I miss you. So yes, we can absolutely still communicate with spirits, just like you can communicate with, you know, the people in your house, the people that you see on the street or whatever. It's just making that space to be able to communicate. Kim Zimmer, I would love to have my mom visit more. She visits my son, but I only see her in my dreams at my front door. So Kim, I would just recommend making a space for you to see your mom. Like I said, kids are more open to seeing spirits, and so they do see the spirits more often, but you just got to bring in the white light and just kind of sit there and be. Let your mind quiet. Imagine seeing your mom. You say that you see her at their front door, so imagine seeing her at their front door and imagine seeing her come to you. And from there, you can just kind of talk to her and let your mind communicate back to her. So I'm going through it. Is there a way to ask loved ones to visit? This is from Patty. Yes, Patty, all you have to do is say, Grandma, whoever it is, you know, and just let them come. Just imagine them in your mind and imagine them coming. Of course, as I said earlier, always make sure that you're in the white light first. So once you're in the white light, imagine seeing them and let them come. And I think, who's on right now? If you have a question while you're live, go ahead and feel free. I'm on my phone now, so now I can see all the questions. I'm just going through the ones that people posted during the other video that I couldn't see when I was on my computer. So we all have the ability to see and connect with spirits. And spirits do connect with us, so it's really important that we just make the space to communicate with them. I always tell people that if you're seeing things at night, that it's because, like when you're sleeping, it's because you're not making space during the day. We're just a go, go, go society, and we're just constantly moving, and so we don't see that. Hey, Heather, welcome. All right, let's see what other questions. Oh, Kim also said that she has so much activity in her home, it's unreal. Oh, no, I just started playing my other video. I don't want to play that. So whenever there's a whole bunch going on at your home and you're feeling it, the white light is going to be the answer. You want to, like I said in the other video, you want to bring the white light in from the top of your house. Once you brought it through you, bring the white light in from the top of your house all the way down, and then you want to grab it from the earth, and bring it back up all the way to the top. So that's what you want to do to help calm the energy in your house. Oh, I didn't see this part of Patty's question. Or do they only visit when they want to? So they can pop in and visit. Spirits are everywhere. Like I said, everything is happening all at once. So spirits will pop in randomly as they want to. But they also can come when you call them, which is why there's no reason for us to hold on to spirits when they cross and say, oh, don't leave me. Please don't ever say that. Don't say that. Because then we're trapping them here. And I talked about that in the other video. But absolutely, they can flow in and out as we need them and as we ask them to. So they're always around us if we want. We don't want them here 24/7. That's not a good use of their energy. It's not good for you. But whenever there's a special moment or something that happens, you can absolutely call on them. When I had was pregnant with my second daughter, my grandmother was so excited to be a great grandma. She loved, I was the oldest grandchild, so I had the first great grandchild, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and we were trying to get pregnant. I knew I was going to get pregnant. I knew it was going to happen any day. But I never got to tell her before she crossed over because I kept taking all these pregnancy tests. I even went and got an ultrasound done. I'm like, I'm pregnant. And I wasn't. But you know what? I was like 2 weeks later. And so I didn't get to tell her that. So when she had crossed, I was like, oh, I never got to tell my grandma that, you know, I was pregnant with another child. And I was like, oh, Lisa, just talk to her. So it's just a different experience. So I was like, Grandma, I'm pregnant. And she's like, I know. You know, it's a different experience, but you absolutely can talk to spirits whenever you would like to. They will come when you call them. It's what they do. Let's see. I talked about night terrors in the other video. Night terrors are very terrifying for parents to watch. They are not fun at all. You feel helpless and out of control, and it is absolutely like something else has taken over your child, and it's because it has. They're dealing with another energy level altogether, and so that's why it's really important for you just to bring in the white light and be very strong for your child and take over and say, you are not allowed to be here, you're not allowed to talk to my child, you're not allowed to engage in my child's energy or anything like that. So, Dawn, you're here. You said you had a couple questions, Dawn. Can you ask me your questions now? Because then they'll just show up on here and I can answer them for you. Nadia asked, what do you do if you have a block with the white light? That's a good question. That's in every single one of my books behind me. When you have a block with the white light, you've got to let go. So you still bring in the white light, even if you're just seeing like a teeny tiny piece, wherever you're feeling it get stuck, just imagine like beams breaking through, just like the sun breaks through the clouds, the same idea. And you get that energy all the way down to your feet and in the earth. And then wherever you were feeling that block, that's where you have letting go to do. So you just kind of want to wrap that energy, pull it out like a weed, pull it out like smoke. Sometimes you know what it is, sometimes you don't, but you just want to pull it out and let it go. Yes, Dawn, there is something in your house. In your house, you have a negative energy in there. Do you know how to let it go? I can help you with that if you can't. We can do that live. We can do that for everybody. Let me know. Okay. Is there a way I can channel my deceased mom and be safe? Laura asked that question. I don't know if Laura's on here now. So in order, I don't like to use the word channel, because even though I'm a spiritual medium, I'm not channelizing something else. I just know stuff. I'm just connected. I'm not getting a message from somebody to give to somebody else. So when you're talking with your mom, you're just creating that space and that white light, and you're just being your energetic, loving self, and you're just going to hear her talking with you, and you're just going to communicate with her, and that's what you're going to experience. It's not so much that you're channeling her. I mean, I guess I understand why you're using that word, but I prefer not to use that word. I like to just say that you're just talking with her, just like you would talk with, you know, a friend or a spouse or significant other. Okay, so Dawn has a light that keeps turning on downstairs. So yours, Dawn, is related to all the stuff that's kind of going on in your life. And when you're not feeling in a good place, it kind of just attached and came into the house. So I feel like it really likes to hang on in the kitchen area. Do you sense that, feel that, get that? We can talk about this tomorrow too in the call. But what you want to do is just bring white light through you really quick, all the way through, down to your feet and into the earth. And then you're going to take that energy and you're going to say, I am love and I am light, and you are not welcome in this space. Remember how I talked in the other video about like kind of like the old ghost movie with Patrick Swayze, like the little gray things, and just kind of see him swivel out and away. It's a very angry and aggressive energy. So I think that when things aren't going well and then you're in the kitchen, it just kind of amplifies and intensifies. So just really push it out and say, I am love, I am light, I am safe, I am whole, I no longer need you in this space. You are not helping me. It is time for you to go, and be very forceful and push it out and away. Hey Laura, I see you're back on. Some of the little profile pictures are so tiny, I can't make out the faces on them. But if you had a question in the other video, or you're new to this video and you want to ask a question, feel free to and I'll answer it. Because I can see them, they're all showing up. I thought it was weird that there were no questions showing up in the other one. Dawn, is my mom here? Yes. She is. I can feel the emotion. Wow. She loves you, and she says you're not listening. So if you want to talk more about that, we can. You also have a group call tomorrow, so we can talk about it there too. And to listen is just to create a space and be. And we don't do that in this society. So that's what meditation is, right? Meditation is creating a space to be where you can just kind of bring in the white light and be in a good space and be. And when you're doing that, that's when you can connect with her and be around her and feel her energy. Like she loves you and she supports you, and she just wants to see you be happy, and she just wants to see you be happy. That's what she just keeps saying to me. And she's like, happy, happy, happy. So that's what your mom is saying for you. So if you want to know any more about that, let me know. Okay, Carla, you're welcome. Nadia said thank you. Patty said hi. Renee said hi. Dawn said hi. Carla gave me a heart. Thank you. Oh, even Frank was on there. Frank and April, hi. Does it have any connection to today's life? That was Renee's question, but I don't know what that means, so I can answer it. Does it have any connection to today's life? I think she was talking about whatever I was talking about at the time, and I don't know what that was. So I can't answer that. And then, let's see. Okay, so I think I got through all of the questions that were on that other live. So I'm so sorry that I couldn't see them on the computer, and it kind of ruined the whole effect of it. But does anybody that's on here now have any questions before I go? I mean, I could sit here all night, but I have a lot of clients tomorrow. I'll be tired. How do you know if you have a spirit or energy in you blocking you from connecting to yourself? Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's like my life all day long. So the number one way that you're going to know is when you're bringing in the white light, like somebody else had said. I think Nadia had asked that question. When you're bringing in the white light and you can't bring it through, or doesn't feel like it's coming through, sometimes it gets stuck in the head. If it's getting stuck in the head, you're not even going to feel the white light come through. Sometimes it comes through the head and it gets stuck in like the neck or the chest or the stomach or wherever. And you're going to know because you can't get it to flow through there. So you want to make sure that you're just bringing that through as much as you can, and then do some clearing, letting go. You don't even have to know what it is. And then you want to go ahead and bring the white light through again. How do you know? Sometimes you're not going to know that you have a negative energy blocking you. Nadia, I see your question. I'm going to answer that next. Sometimes you don't know if an energy is blocking you. I just was born with the ability to see them, so I see them all day long, and I point them out all day long. But typically, to know that an energy is blocking you, you're going to kind of be thinking thoughts that aren't yours naturally. For example, you might think, you can't eat that food. You can't eat that. You shouldn't eat that. You shouldn't do that. This isn't a recent example that I just helped somebody with, so it's like very fresh in my memory. But they had no problem eating before. They had no issues eating anything before. And now all of a sudden, you know, it's telling them they can't eat this and da-da-da. And like, it was insane. They were telling them that they were going to get fat. They're not going to get fat. They were very thin. It was very crazy. But this energy came in. They got it at school, at lunch. It came in, and it just kind of implanted in them. And they were then struggling with this whole eating thing when they had never had a problem before. And so once they started recognizing that really negative self-talk, really negative, then you can start to catch it and turn that around and let that go. Does that help, Heather? Let me know. Feel free to ask another question or comment. So Nadia, is there a way to call out for a specific person like my sister? I never feel her. Yes, I get this question all the time. You absolutely can call out for a specific person. So your sister does come. I just feel like you don't feel her. And I feel like when she comes, she normally comes from behind you and not in front of you for some reason. So when you do call her, just imagine seeing her in front. Just say, oh, I see you. I would love to speak with you, you know. And usually whenever I'm talking with spirits, I mean, I can't say that because I see them with my eyes open. But sometimes if I'm trying to just focus on one spirit, I'll close my eyes and imagine that person. And like I said in the other video, I'll see them in like their best version or whatever and like see them there. And then I'll just talk to them and say whatever I want. And then I make space just sitting there, and it'll come back. It'll come back. And the more you practice doing it, the faster it gets and the more you're going to hear. Patty. Hi, Patty. If my youngest child is crazy, just very high energy, a screamer, I often wonder if it's because I chose to birth her naturally and it wasn't a peaceful birth in the sense that it was, oh, it's long. Let me see if it'll let me see it all. Oh, good. I can. and it was pretty intense and painful. Could her intense personality be due to how she came into this world is the way to help calm her. So I had 2 natural childbirths. No medicine, no nothing. It was very important to me at the time because when I was born, I can remember being born and having the drugs and the medicine. I know, I'm unique. So I didn't want my children to have that. So no. She is just high energy. She is, the word just escaped me. I've been doing this so much today that now my brain's not able to put the words out anymore. But she is an intense, strong personality. She does not want to be subdued in any way. That's just her personality. It doesn't matter how she came in. I almost feel, though, that birth suited her. Does that make sense? Because she is a strong personality. I actually have a child that's a very strong personality as well. So the best way to help calm her is the white light. Have you talked to her about the white light? Kids are so receptive to the white light because they're still more connected to it than as we get older. So really just practice with her, teaching her the white light. If she can't see the white light, it's okay. Have her stand outside. Have her, be under a light. When my kids were little, I would go like this to them and I would bring the white light in. And they would be like, we'd be like, let's say at Target or something, and they would start getting crazy and I would say, calm down. And this was like me giving them the white light and they'd go, oh, like they didn't want to do it. And then as soon as I got to like their chest, they would be totally calm and fine. So that works too. So try just teaching her the white light. Lavender essential oil is really good. I would let her be as free and spirited as she wants to be, as long as she's not being reckless and hurting herself, because that's just her personality and she's going to need that as she goes forward in life. So did I answer everything that you wanted? Let me know. Hi, Laura. I miscarried between my 2 children. When that soul come to visit me? Oh, yes. I welcome it very much. Yes, I actually have a client who also had a miscarriage. I think it was actually born. I see it being born. I don't know if it was born or not, but yes, it absolutely can come and visit you. I don't know if you saw the other one, just making sure that you're not holding on to that baby. Kind of let it go, right? So let it come, let it go. But yes, it does come and pop in. I have goosebumps everywhere. I don't know if you can see them. I don't know if you're getting goosebumps as I'm talking about it, but yes. So just do what I said before, just bring in the white light and you will absolutely see it. So Heather's popped up. Oh, this is much better on my phone. I should have done it on my phone the first time. Can you tell, Heather, can you tell if I am not dealing with something or someone that I need to? I am very stuck or blocked, which is uncommon. Well, remember we're in Mercury retrograde. So this is a time for all of that anyhow, and we are going to feel a little bit more stuck because it's not about going forward. It's about realigning, reassessing, reevaluating, all of those things. So that's happening right now too. So that's happening. Are you dealing with something? I'm going to tune into you. I'm starting to get tired, you guys. You do have some blockage, Heather, in your chest area. So you are trying to like prevent something from coming in. I don't know if you saw the other video where I was talking about walls and stuff. So go ahead and just kind of do the letting go in that area. Bring in soft pink, soft purple. You've seen enough of my videos. I feel like you know how to like bring it all the way through. And I am free. And then just kind of surrender to whatever it is you're supposed to be doing right now, because you're kind of isolating yourself and trapping yourself into something, and you're supposed to be doing something bigger. I'm getting tired, guys. I'm sorry. I'm starting to slur. Okay, Patty. So another fun story is that her middle name is after my best friend who passed. I had a dream shortly after we chose her name, and I was still pregnant, and my best friend came to me during a dream and kissed. Gotta see more. My belly. It was so awesome. Oh, that is a good story. Again, if we're seeing them when we're sleeping, it's just because we're not making space for them when we're awake. So try to make space for them when you're awake. I like to start my day, and I haven't been doing it. I've been just drinking, room temperature lemon water. But I like to start my day with a cup of warm lemon water and just kind of hold the cup and let the steam hit me and breathe. And that allows me the space for whatever else I'm supposed to see or connect with or hear or whatever, to have that space. So try to make a space so that way you can do those things. All right, Nadia. So can I put the light on my teens when they're both bratty too? Yeah, I still do it to my kids. And mine are both in high school. I have a 15-year-old and a 14-year-old, and I absolutely do it. I do it when I, say goodnight to them at night. I'm like, white light. So yes, as they get older, We don't have the connection of the pool that we had when they were younger, but yes, we absolutely can do that. All right, Miss Kim, all good. Kim, I'm glad you're here. There's a heaviness that comes in and out of my house and it's physically debilitating. Oh, this is a good one. I didn't talk about this in the other video. So when it comes to energy in the house, we have the authority, let's say, to allow or not allow things to come into our space. And so if there's something in your space that you don't want in your space, you have the power to say, no, you're not allowed to be in here. So do that white light that we talked about in the other video. I think you were there for that one, where you bring it through the top all the way to the earth and then back up. And then you claim to be the owner of that space. And your children and everybody else aren't allowed to put anything into that space. Sometimes when you're first beginning, you know, clearing the space and claiming the space, you can go to the store, probably on Amazon even now, and buy like little white quartz rocks. They're not something that you need, but they're a tool. And sometimes when you're beginning, you need the tools. And you can just take those white quartz rocks and put them over your front doors, you know, your sliding doors or whatever you have, any ports of entry like that. And you can say, as you put them there, you can also go to the doors and say, nothing is allowed to come in this door that is not of light and love. Because sometimes people will come to your house and are visiting and they're carrying an energy with them or what have you, and they're bringing that in. So it's very common because people just are unconsciously doing all this stuff. And what I'm teaching you guys to do is to be doing it consciously. So if you're finding people are bringing stuff into your house, then let it go. I also feel, Kim, like you're still really struggling with the death of your mom, and there are some other people in here that are as well. And so just remember that you can talk to her at any time. And it's energy, and she can come and she can go as she needs to. And it's not the same, but it's not gone forever. So the more you can focus on opening that new connection, the better you're going to feel. So if you have any more questions on that, post below. All right, Miss Heather. Oh, you're welcome, Heather. All right, Laura. My daughter seems to be having synchronicities. What do you mean by synchronicities? Please advise. I need more details. Does anybody else have any questions? Is there anything that is a burning desire from the last video or this video? Any questions on energy clearings, on spirits, on a specific energy connection that you have in your life? Hey, Christina. My outside world keeps telling me no to jobs over the past 6 to 7 months as I've been in the process of closing my business. My energy gets really excited. Oh, I have all these things coming in all of a sudden. That's the problem with Facebook Live. It's not 100% live. I'm live, but the questions aren't live. My energy gets really excited when I think of starting my own consulting business. Then the energy just gets stuck. Any idea why this is happening? So, we are all given our dreams, right? And our dreams are our personal roadmaps to complete certain events in our lives. And our dreams are only meant for us. So if you're given a dream and you don't listen to it, then roadblocks will come and set up until you go ahead and you do your dream. Just so you all know, this wasn't my choice. I didn't say, I'm going to be an energy worker when I grow up and have to explain what I do and people weren't going to get it, like, and go through all the things that I went through to get to where I'm at today. My first choice was actually nursing. I was actually in nursing school when my whole world shifted and changed. And my suggestion to you, Christina, would be to practice bringing in the white light and keep surrendering. And so by surrendering, that's different than letting go. You guys haven't heard me talking about surrendering. Letting go is just kind of this daily stress and the stuff that's kind of happening and the energy around us and all that stuff. You know, past ideas, beliefs, whatever. Surrendering is a higher act to God, universe, source. It's, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the best path is. I surrender. Of course, you only do that once you've done the white light. And so I would just say that whatever you're being guided, whatever's making you happy, that's what you have to do. That's your path, that's your passion, that's where your dreams are taking you. But do not let those fears and that negativity or other people's negativity pull you down. And I feel like there's too many other hands in the pot that are influencing all of this as well. So sometimes when I'm doing something that's a very big decision, I tell less people about it, right? Less people in the kitchen, the better it can be sometimes. And so it's kind of like that energetically too. If you're trying to create a transition and do something new, it's sometimes better Not everybody knows what you're doing. That way you can hold the space, you can really follow your path, your dreams, your purpose, and feel really good about all of it. Does that help, Christina? I think I answered it, but let me know if I didn't. Laura, is she going through an awakening as I am? Oh yeah, everybody's going through an awakening right now. Everybody is going through an awakening. That's why I've been like answering all these messages. We are spiritually shifting, and the more that, you know, our kids model us, so the more that we do it as parents, the more that our kids do it as well. I have not aligned either one of my children. I want them to, they do definitely have abilities and gifts. I would like them, this is me because of my experiences, to be as societally normal as possible, because I don't fit in the societal box, and it was challenging as a child and as a teenager to know things that I knew and to see things that I saw. So my advice for you is just to teach her about the white light and to be an open door where she can come and talk to you about any of the things that she's seeing or experiencing, and let her do that. Comment below if you need more or you want more on that. Kimberly, I believe she is with me and I talk to her daily. Miss the physical being. Yes, that physical being and that physical touch is, that's just like our human nature. We love it, we need it, we crave it, we want it. And so you can energetically feel her. And for that, what I mean is, like, when you close your eyes and you bring in the white light and you call her in, like, you can feel her. And so, to be honest, once you start really practicing that and doing that, it's not the physical touch, but it's nice. It's really good. So I want you to practice doing that, and we'll chat about that too when I come in at the end of December for my exams. But feel free to post below if you have more questions. And then Laura, my daughter is, did I answer this one? My daughter is experiencing synchronicities as I have. Is she going through awakening too? How can I nurture so she can understand? She is 13. So yes, that's what, I think I just answered all of that. Yeah, 13 is a magical number. 20 is another magical number. Just really focus with the white light on her, and, you know, just be there and support her and nurture her as she's going through this. That's the best thing that you can do as a parent, and just to pay attention. As we notice things and see things that the outside world isn't necessarily seeing, it can be a burden on children. And so it's just really important to nurture, protect, keep her safe. Does that make sense? Not like in a bad way, like protect her and keep her safe, but just make sure that she's aware, like if she's exploring or doing anything with energy. In high school, we would have seances at my house at night with candles. Oh my goodness. Seances. No, I would not do that now, and I would not let my children do that now, and you can put me near a Ouija board. But, you know, I didn't have anybody telling me what I was seeing or doing, and I didn't understand everything that I could see and do, and, you know, so the most important thing that you can do is just really create her a safe space and be there, and if she says something's wrong, then it's wrong. If you notice, you know, when kids are sensitive, they'll pick up those energies I was talking about earlier. I just helped a kid that was picking up an energy. It's just really important to just be there and say, okay, something's talking to you, that's not you, or, you know, when those things are happening, it's just important to be there for her. Okay, Christina, oh, you're welcome. Dawn, do my kids feel or see my mom? Your kids, I think your kids, I'm trying to say this in a very nice way, your kids are more concerned about what's happening right here and right now. Kids are more resilient when there is a loss or a death. We remember and hold on to that, especially as like a mom. Whereas the kids, they kind of move on fairly quickly. They see death in a different way than we do. Their lives are changing at a more rapid pace than ours are. So when somebody crosses over, they're going to be sad for a little bit. They're going to be sad about the changes. And then they kind of move on to whatever's next. So I'm not saying that like in a bad or mean or negative way. It's just the nature of children. They don't hold on to it the same way that you are. They see how you're holding on to it, and that does affect them, but they don't have the same energetic pull to her that you do, because it's your mom, right? We're going to have a closer connection to our mom than we are to our grandma. There's a few situations where the grandmas even have a better connection than the mom, but that all plays out in the family patterns and dynamics and all of that craziness, right? But as far as this goes, your kids are in a good place and they're not asking to see her. So I don't know if that makes you feel better. I hope it does, but they're in a good place with it. I feel like your kids are good, Dawn. They're in a really good place. Even with, you know, the stuff that's going on, they're in a good place. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything? The Facebook Live takes a minute, so if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in. Oh, it's so funny. I just saw my live video. It's very delayed. I think it's faster than it is, and then I just watched it on the computer. Oh. I have a question. It's not letting me scroll up. Right now, the technology, I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde, has, thank you for doing the live. This was great. So whoever that was, thank you. I appreciate it. I can't see the question, though. I think it's Dawn. I can see Dawn and her kids. I can't see her question. Maybe if I hit this, it'll go away. Oh. Wow, there's a whole bunch more there now. You're welcome, Nadia. I hope that I answered all of your questions. Patty, thank you for doing your live tonight. I can totally see how draining this can be for you. Bless you and peacefully sleep for you. Aw, thank you. I actually have a jam-packed day tomorrow. I actually have a little bit more clients than I should see, so I'll be totally resting and sleeping all day on Saturday after today and tomorrow to make up for it. Oh. So I'm going to kind of scroll up because I'm seeing that the Facebook got stuck. So Kim says, some people see things or hear things from spirit. I have always felt things as a spirit as a child, such as pain, suffering, joy, or a feeling about others. I can finally say that out loud. Yes, you can. Absolutely. And you've known me for a while, so I wish that you would have wanted to have been able to do that for a while. And then Laura, my hubby wouldn't quite understand my awakening, and I don't want to force him at all. So it's okay if I keep this as my own personal experience. Yes, but what's going to happen is that your energy is going to keep going like this, and his is going to stay, and there's going to be like a little energetic discourse that's not quite right. So I literally transformed in front of my husband. We were dating. I had a Reiki 1 attunement, which isn't a lot of alignment for most people. Most people don't even notice the difference with it. And everything intensified, you know, because I could see spirits and I could read energy and I could do all this stuff, and like, boom, it was there. So he kind of watched me unfold, and I think it was really good because he was able to see my shift and he was able to come along in that journey with me. So if you're not sharing it with him, there's that piece that he's not going to understand, and it may create a wedge in your marriage and in your relationship. So I'm all about not necessarily sharing every single thing, but whatever it is that you're noticing or seeing, I would share pieces and parts of it with him, because otherwise he's not going to be with you, and that energy divide is just going to grow and grow. So that would be my advice to you. And as somebody who did it with my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, I would absolutely share. So I saw that one. Christina, it's okay, you can be off topic. This is a live Q&A. You can ask me whatever you want. This is a little off topic, but is an alignment the same thing as an attunement? I energetically see them differently. I don't know if you were just watching me like kind of read the energy and see how it all works. So an alignment is aligning the chakras and the systems and everything else, and it's truly aligning it. An attunement doesn't necessarily create an alignment. Does that make sense? I align people all day long, and we'll go out and somebody makes us mad or cuts us off, or you go to Costco and it's crazy or whatever, and that can throw you off. That's how easy it is to get out of alignment. Attunements, people are trying to tune you, and I don't know, maybe it's because of what I can do. I've watched so many people give attunements and nothing happened. Nothing changed. I've even watched people give Reiki attunements and nothing happened. I've seen all kinds of things. And so the most important thing that you can do is to listen and trust yourself above all else. As a child, I've seen and worked with so many people who said they were healers and they weren't, and I can do way more than them. I haven't been able to find anybody who can do more than I can. And I'm not saying that to be like egotistical or whatever. I've just, you know, trying to figure out what it was that I could do and all these things. I would just go out and like, you know, yeah, sure, I'll work with this Mayan shaman. Yeah, sure, I'll see this paranormal investigator. Yeah, sure, I'll do this. And at the end of the day, I was like, I already know that and more. So we all have these intuitive abilities and gifts that you have for your life to help you that nobody else is going to, you know, most people aren't going to be able to shift or change. A lot of the healers out there are, oh, I just had this experience, now I'm a healer. Healers are born, they're not made. And you know yourself in your life, in your fears, in your beliefs, and all your stuff more than anybody. So just be aware of that. Okay, I feel like I just got off topic. Nadia, do you teach about the other higher chakras? Not really, because it's not necessarily something that we necessarily need to know more about. I don't really talk about chakras at all in my sessions with my clients, except for I'll just say you have this energy in your chest. Maybe this is what it is. If you keep putting it here, you're going to be at risk for cancer or something like that. But I don't really even talk about the colors of the chakras or anything like that, because it's so important in energy work that we're intuitive and we're in the moment and we're not just going through routine. I was raised Roman Catholic, and I would go to the church and we would sit down and we would do all that stuff, and I would watch the priest, and I was like, he doesn't even believe what he's saying. He's just going through the motions. Like, there was no energy in it. Like, it just kind of felt dead, you know? And it's just important that when you're doing the energy work, that it's not a routine. Like, when I do whatever energy work I'm doing, like, I'm sure you've seen a lot of my videos or whatever, they're never exactly the same. When I do my meditations, especially if I do them at 4 seasons, people will try to count how many times I say certain things or say certain colors, and at the end they'll be like, you said this many times. I'm like, that's great. Tomorrow it's going to be totally different. In an hour it's going to be totally different. So whatever you're doing with your energy work, it's shifting and changing. It's not a stagnant process. So it's important that just because a chakra has a certain color, or because, you know, something's there, that you have to intuitively know what to do in those areas. You can't just force a continued routine, because those routines just become these dry out processes that don't mean anything. And so if there's no energy, you're not putting an energy into something, there's no point. No point. All right. Did I answer everything this time? Is there anything else before I go? I'm just scrolling up. At least today, I personally learned that I can't do lives on my computer. I don't see anything else. I see there's still 7 people here. Thanks for being here with me. Does anybody that's here have any questions before I go and walk my dog? And then I'm going to go to bed. And I'm going to sleep really good. Am I funny too? Nothing is happening on my screen, so I'm not sure if you guys are trying to talk to me and it's not showing up. So let me just check really quick on my computer and see if I've answered all the questions this time. You're such a drag. Aw, thanks Laura. Thanks Dawn. Thanks Nadia. I know, I've been go, go, go all day today, and I have a full schedule of clients tomorrow. One of my clients is in here. I'll be nice and refreshed for you at 1 o'clock. I promise. Okay. Aw, thanks Kim. Thanks Christina. Alright, well it looks like everybody's done. I can probably go live again another day next week. I'm going to need some time to recuperate from all that I did today and tomorrow, so it won't be until next week, but I can do this again next week if it was of interest to everybody and helpful. And then remember from the first video, what's the most important thing you can do? White light. All right, everyone, sweet dreams. Sending love to all of you. And if you have any questions and you're watching this later, feel free to drop them below and I'll respond back to them later. Bye.